Hello, you guys. I am actually filming this video months in advance because I really wanted to film this when it is really fresh on my mind when it comes to what I did for Black Friday in 2024 and what I'm taking with me into 2025. I wanted to be like just fresh and like right off my mind. And I have my laptop pulled up in front of me because I actually compiled all this information into a Google Doc. And if you want access to that Google Doc of basically everything I'm going to cover in this video and kind of a recap of all the things that I'm touching on, you can go to the link below in the description to download that for yourself, totally free. And so, first off, let's talk about my strategy going into Black Friday for 2024. Guys, I'm already so excited to talk about this. Like, I actually filmed 4 videos today already. So I'm on my 5th video of the day, which is a lot for me, but like this has me so pumped up right now because I just love this stuff. I love talking about strategy and it's just going to be a really fun video to like dive deep into it. So strategy going into it. I decided for Black Friday week, and I got this idea from Gemma Bonham Carter. If anyone's familiar with her, she teaches inside of her Black Friday in a box, which I'll get a link to that and put that in the description for you as well. It's phenomenal and how it's worked really well for many of her students, but also different ways to approach it. But I'm going to tell you the way that I decided to do it based off of her strategy. And I decided I was going to try doing 5 days of deals during Black Friday week, okay? So in the past, I had done deals like during Black Friday and expired them on Cyber Monday. A lot of times I would just do the same deals over that 4-day time period, not really change things up. But I wanted to go more all in this year on especially running deals on products and courses that I already created and not creating a lot of new stuff, okay? And I decided to do 5 days of deals during Black Friday week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's Thanksgiving, Friday's Black Friday. I was running each of these deals for 24 hours. So each deal began at 9 a.m. Monday, deal 1 began, and at 9 a.m. Tuesday, that deal ended, and then a new deal would begin that Tuesday. So I ran those deals Monday through Friday. They ended Saturday at 9 a.m., so I kind of had a break over the weekend. And then on Monday at 9 a.m., I brought all of the deals back. I'm not sure I'm going to do this again, but you'll see why towards the end when I talk about that. Those were the deals that I was doing publicly for my audience and the things they were seeing me promote. On the back end, I did also do a Black Friday pre-sale like the week before for my online marketing club members. So those who are in my membership, that they could upgrade to an annual subscription. And we had a few people in there take advantage of that as well. So that's the overall strategy. So I was going into it more so like I had way more products. I was super proud to offer a discount on to give that little incentive for people to jump into because we had launched so many new things that year. And so I was going all in on this idea of having flash sales and having deals happen really quickly, okay? And also starting sooner. Like I mentioned in the past, I really wouldn't start my deals until Friday, and I was starting on Monday this time before Black Friday. And so the overall like amount of sales that happened for Black Friday for me was $20,013 in total sales. And for me, that is crazy. Like I've never ran a sale all on products I've already created to my current audience and made that much money. Most of the time when I run a flash sale, I'll make like $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 is pretty typical. I don't do like Facebook ads to a cold audience for that. It's all to my warm audience. Occasionally I'll run ads to my warm audience as well, but primarily leaning into email marketing there. And so that was wild for me. I went into it with that goal. Actually, I really wanted to hit $20,000. That would be the year before I had done a little over $10,000. So that would be essentially doubling what I had done the year prior, and really without a lot of audience growth. Like, yes, I have new people like come in and out, but I didn't have this huge jump in like the amount of people in my audience. So to me, that would almost prove like that this new strategy worked really well. And so the basis of like what those deals were and what each deal brought in on each day. Okay. So deal number 1 was a deal on an online course bundle. So they got the online course starter kit and my course launch workflow templates. And that brought in $1,702 on, it was Monday 9 a.m. through Tuesday 9 a.m. So starting Tuesday 9 a.m., I'll put Inbox to Income on sale. And that brought in $4,367. That's my online course on email marketing. Deal number 3 was on starting Wednesday at 9 a.m. That's when Inbox to Income ended. Reels mini course went on sale at 9 a.m. Wednesday, and that brought in $3,234. Deal number 4 on Thursday, so this is Thanksgiving Day. I went with a low ticket product here. It's my plug and play reel. That brought in a total of $555. I think that ran on sale for like $17, like super inexpensive. I wanted it to be like a low ticket offer because I knew it was gonna be Thanksgiving Day. People are gonna be distracted. I didn't want it to be like one of my heavy hitters, if that makes sense. And for me, that would be Inbox Income or YouTube for Business or even the Reels mini course, because those are my courses that are priced typically anywhere from $150 up to $400 are the price point on those courses. Deal number 5 on Friday was my YouTube for Business course. That generated a total of $4,940 on that one day. And then again, Saturday 9 a.m., that deal ended. And then over the weekend, didn't do anything else. Cyber Monday opened everything back up for 24 hours starting at 9 a.m. that day. That brought in about $3,300 in additional sales for that 24-hour period. And then on top of that too, again, that pre-sale deal that I did the week before Black Friday, I had the online marketing club upgrade for the yearly membership, and that was a total of $1,110 that it brought in. So you're like, if you add all that up, it doesn't quite hit $20,000, but the rest of the sales, which accounts for about $4,100, were order bumps and upsells. And so like when someone purchased one thing immediately, like, you know, when you can check a box at the bottom and like add something to your order, or you're getting pitched to add things to your order after you check out, that brought in an additional over $4,000, which greatly increased sales, right? And again, like I had more offers to upsell than I did the year before. So that definitely increased the amount of sales that I was making and really like just increasing the average order value. Okay, so one thing I did do differently as well to increase my revenue for Black Friday is I did run ads, meta ads to my warm audience. And again, only ran them to my warm audience. So these are people who are on my email list already, who are on my customer list, like from Kajabi, who are in my Instagram following, like who follow me on Instagram or who follow me on my Facebook page. So that's who I was running ads to. I spent $146 in the 5 days leading up to Black Friday for link clicks. So my goal was to get as many people clicking onto I created a Black Friday catalog ahead of time. So that's something I should mention is something else I did differently this year compared to the year prior in 2023 is that I was very upfront with my audience from like the second week of December on about my Black Friday sale and told them what was coming and when it was coming. We had a whole catalog of like each deal of the day, what was happening, what the deal was. So we mentioned it so many times in our marketing. And one of the ways that I was helping to do that was run ads to my warm audience to that catalog ahead of time. And so I had 213 link clicks. So it was a 1.24% link click-through rate, which is really good. And my goal there was to spread awareness and to get people to click and view the catalog. And so they were being aware of like the deals that were going to happen. So I spent $146 like to get people warmed up that 5 days prior to Black Friday actually starting on that Monday. Okay, and then during Black Friday, so during the 5 daily deals for 5 days, I spent $286 during those deals, and that was for sales, like conversions, right? So I ran like a sales campaign, and that $286 to my warm audience resulted directly in $3,853. Okay, so that means that from the people who click directly from an ad and make a purchase right there, it brought in almost $4,000 more in sales. And that is a 13.4 times return on ad spend, which is absolutely incredible. And again, this is to my warm audience. I'm not going for a cold audience here. And it was a sales campaign. So just really cool to see like that play out. I was super excited to I think the combination of what led to almost doubling what I did the year prior was adding in more strategic upsells and having those offers to upsell and do order bumps for, but also running these few $100. Well, I guess total would be about $400 so far in ads. That had already resulted almost $4,000. I also spent $111 just on Cyber Monday, resulted in $369. So that's a 3.32 times return on ad spend, which isn't as much as Black Friday week, but still great return, right? Like great, like I'll spend $100 if I get $300, right? Like that sounds awesome. And so in total for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I spent $543 on Facebook ads. And the total sales directly from Facebook ads was $4,222. Okay. All right. So for this Black Friday sale, some major wins for me was number one, it was my biggest sale to date, like running a sale on my current products, revenue wise to my warm audience. So that was a huge win for me to see that. And I was so excited to hit I like literally hit my goal of $20,000. I set that goal beforehand and was like, I hope we can hit it. That's what I really want to do. And I was like going for it and going all in to hit that. Again, the upsells and the downsells and the order bumps majorly increased my revenue and average order value. People were buying more than one thing at checkout. The meta ads, again, also increased the amount of revenue that I made because the people were directly clicking from my ad and buying, right? And I'll say outside of that, most of my sales came directly from my email list, not from anywhere else. Like I build my audience from Instagram and YouTube, get them on my email list, and that's where I'm actually selling to them. So the total number of offers that I sold, like courses, digital products, is 198 copies of my courses and digital products. I had 54 new course students enroll into my courses, which was so exciting to see. And then here's some things that I noticed about the sale that I'm going to keep in mind for next year. And after this, I'm actually going to share with you the emails that had the highest open rates and the highest click-through rates. So if you're interested in what those are, hang around till the end. Here's some things I noticed as I'm preparing for 2025 and as you prepare for 2025, here are some things that I'm bringing with me. Number one is on the back end. So this is kind of a more technical thing, but for example, on that YouTube for Business, when I had the daily deal for that on Friday, one of the upsells was my Inbox to Income course, but we were on the back end using that exact same like offer to upsell people, even though it had already expired. And so it did leave a little bit of a scramble that week. At least for me to like change all those things and make sure that people were like the offers were still expiring on the front end, hopefully, so that we're staying true to our word that things were going to expire, but also that they could still buy as an upsell later. So that was one thing I did on the back end that I guess I didn't even mention that. So say someone bought Inbox to Income on Tuesday, I was going, hey, do you want Friday's deal early? You can get YouTube for Business right now at that discounted rate. In the same way, on Friday, I was saying, like if they bought YouTube for Business, I was saying, hey, do you want access to Tuesday's deal again? Here it is. And you could only get access to that if you had like purchased YouTube for Business. And so, but in doing that, like because that deal had already expired, we were already having issues with people not getting to like add it on. And so just something to keep in mind if you do some sort of daily deal thing, just make sure your like ducks are in a row there, that you're not scrambling and people can't like add more things to their order. Another thing that I did differently in 2024 that I'm definitely going to do in 2025 is I used direct checkout links like in my email marketing, okay, and in my Facebook ads. So I wasn't linking to the long form sales page on my website. I was linking to my Kajabi checkout. And I actually think that helped increase conversions as well because people don't have to click in as many places in order to make their purchase. I think the Black Friday ads too were to my warm audience were a really great idea to warm them up. And I remember them leading to multiple like DM conversations of people messaging me from that ad and saying, hey, like I have a question about this course or this product that's going to be on sale. And so that was a really, really good idea. Another thing that I'll mention with my email marketing, I did send 2 to 3 emails in the 24-hour period for each deal. And so I would send one at 9 a.m. right when the deal started, one at 9 p.m., letting them know the deal is going to expire the next day. And then for a lot of them, especially my courses, I was sending one more email at 6 a.m. a few hours before it would expire. And typically when I send like a last minute, like few hours left email, I will get a like huge uptick in sales in those final hours, but I didn't notice that in this. So like next year, I think I'm going to stick to 2 emails. If I do the daily deals again, like stick to 2 emails in each 24-hour time period. Cause I just feel like it led to more people unsubscribing and just being too much in their inbox versus it actually helping with conversions for my offers. Another thing that I'm taking with me into next year is just keeping in mind, I did have 500 people unsubscribe from my email list during Black Friday week, which I'm okay with. Like I'm using my email list to sell, right? And that's going to happen. It's very, very typical. But I'm going to consider also adding more emails where I have an option to mute the Black Friday campaign. I'm going to put more of it right at the top so that they can very easily, without even having to scroll to the bottom, just mute the campaign. And that might actually keep more people in my email list. So I'm considering that for coming into this year. And then for Cyber Monday, like I mentioned, I was expecting a few more sales for Cyber Monday than I had. And so I'm considering do a whole different strategy this year. So just a heads up with my Black Friday deals, if I do daily deals again, I'm probably not going to bring them back for Cyber Monday like I did in 2024. So if there's a deal you're wanting, like that literally is probably going to be the only day that you can get it. And I can say that with a lot of confidence. And so I think I'm going to try a different strategy and not bring back all of the deals. Like, I don't think it was a bad thing, but it's just, I think I want to do something different and maybe do something more fun. And like, now that you've had a chance to buy one of my courses, maybe do like at that point, I might bring back more of my coaching or bring back more of my group programs. Like maybe it would be something related to that, or I don't know, just something like really fun with my audience and having fun with them. Maybe even something with my membership too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's kind of my thought process right now for Cyber Monday. Okay. And then I wanted to, and this is the last thing on the document, is sharing the emails that had the highest open rates and the emails that had the highest click-through rate. It's just kind of interesting to see that, like, what these emails are, especially as you're preparing for your own campaign. And I will say that my email list, I have a very strong, healthy email list. It's like over 22,000 email subscribers at the time of this recording, probably more once you guys see this. But I actively, like, we have scrubbed our list a couple of times recently. And so my open rates in general are usually around 41%. My lowest open rate during Black Friday week was 38%. So great open rates, even with sending like 2 to 3 emails every single day, which is awesome. The open rates, interestingly enough, were lower on Cyber Monday. They were about 35%. Interesting there. Okay, but the email that had the highest click-through rate was actually an email that I sent for Plug and Play Reels. So that one I actually didn't do a hard pitch because it was on Thanksgiving Day. I did in the morning like a soft pitch after doing like a Thanksgiving email, like a personal Thanksgiving anecdote that led into like, hey, by the way, my Black Friday deals are still going. Here's the link. And then my first time like hard pitching Plug and Play Reels, that daily deal, was in the evening. I saw a huge uptick in sales after sending that email, and I think it was really good timing. And so I'm definitely going to do that again and keep that in mind for whatever offer is going to be on sale for that day. And it had the highest click-through rate, just like, I don't know, I guess the first time pitching it, I waited till the evening. People were actually available, like sitting down. They're like relaxing after the long day. Like, I think it was just really good timing to do it in the evening on Thanksgiving Day. So I had a high click-through rate, and it was a lower ticket offer too. That's more of a no-brainer for people. And I was putting like the prices and stuff right in the email. And you can even see that email if you download that free debrief document. You'll see this email like in there. The 2 emails that had the highest open rate though, so there was, again, if you open it, you'll see there's one that had a 42.2% open rate. And it was the one where actually, which is very interesting because I just said I felt like the 3 hours left, like the 6 a.m. emails didn't work as well, but this one actually the highest open rate is 3 hours left for inbox to income. And basically saying like, hey, just a heads up, you got 3 hours left for this deal. Here's the link. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll take my word back then a little bit on the 6 a.m. one, but it didn't have a high click-through rate either. So I noticed the click-through rates on those were lower. So the subject line for it was last call, 3 hours left for inbox to income deal. So like clearly calling out like what the deal was when it was expiring. I will also say it was also, I guess, the second daily deal that I did this for. So maybe that has something to do with it too. And then, okay, the next one, the second highest open rate was 41.5%. And this one, they both had like a timer at the beginning of the subject line, which is very interesting. Like, I guess that stood out. And this one said, ready to confidently create any reel, last chance. And so this one was, I guess, the evening. Yeah, this is the 3 hours left email. That's so interesting. Wow, I probably should have like actually realized that before I mentioned that earlier, but this is basically the 3 hours left email at 6 a.m. for the Reels mini course saying like how much it's going to cost or how much the discount is. It's going away. You have 3 hours left. So those had the highest open rates, but again, those didn't have like high click-through rates. So that's also where I'm like, I think the subject line had more to do with it. The last call, last chance, having the timer, like I think all of that is gold. And that's what I'm going to take into this year of like incorporating that into as many of my subject lines as possible because that obviously stood out, which is awesome. I hope that this has inspired you with your Black Friday campaign for this year and some things and nuggets of wisdom that you can take into planning for your Black Friday. And obviously, of course, these are my results, right? These are not your results. I'm not guaranteeing you can have certain results by implementing these things, but I hope that being able to see how I executed this, how it fleshed out, what it looked like will help you to create a Black Friday campaign you're excited about. And again, I'll have a link to Gemma Bonham Carter's Black Friday in a Box. It's a really great resource to give you a starting framework if you want to use that to also learn more about this strategy and some different like strategies off of this that you can also tweak and implement for yourself. So I hope you loved it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment and let me know if there's anything that we can answer for you. And I will see you guys again on Tuesday with a new video. Bye guys.